double legs. Single leg grab, throw the person in, and so on. Touchdown. So, you're gonna face a partner stationary. This is just for demo reasons. When you actually do the game of capoeira, you can do this in real time. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw a kick. He's gonna take me down. So as you see, in any martial arts, if you're gonna take somebody down, be sure to secure the legs. Because if you don't, I fell down. If you don't, you can come back with another kick. You can come back any way you can. Now, that's one single leg. You want to do the shoes about me? So most of you guys have seen this one. And when you're little kids, you've seen this technique, and you're just like, oh my god, I want to do that. With capoeira, we do teach you it. Not your first day. Not on your first day. Again, like, you're like, holy shit, I did want to do that when I was a little kid. Mainly because I wanted to do that when I was a little kid. Would you like to try to do some in slow motion? Okay, there you go. It's much harder than it seems. Now, with that, there is another aspect to it. We'd like to follow through after taking somebody down, because if you get taken down, you're not going to be happy about it. Are you? No. Good. Some of you guys are actually. Yeah. You guys might want to pay attention to this one. Now, as you're coming in, you can put the knee on the person's head. Now, mind you, I did it in slow motion. Typically, it's more like to hit the temple bone. Now, again, capoeira is disguised as a game, disguised as a dance. There's so many parts of it that people don't see, and that's kind of what we want them to do. You kind of want them to see the dance. But then when it gets into a fight, things are going to get ugly. Just like Muay Thai, we use elbow strikes, use our knees. There are thigh kicks that are being thrown, but thankfully you guys won't see that, to some extent. You guys won't see that because, well, we don't want anybody to get hurt. So I think that's it for the demo. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please see me. My name is Giuseppe Demera, president of Avila Capoeira Brooklyn College. We meet on Thursdays on the West Quad, second floor. So yeah, see me. Before I end my demo, can I thank these guys for coming by? Yeah, I was like, I want a demo by myself, great. This makes no sense. So without them, you know, this demo wouldn't have been possible. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the day. Or night.
All right, come on everybody, let's give another round of applause to the Capoeira Club. All right, next up is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club.
Hello, hello, hello. Looks like we got a couple, my name's Amici, I'm black belt and all that. So, all right, so we're gonna have, what I'm gonna do today is, what I like is everybody's doing different martial arts, and there's a great value to being able to combine martial arts. And I was a stand-up fighter for years before I got into jiu-jitsu. It's enabled me to do a few things that I couldn't have done otherwise. And what we're gonna do is, I'll do a couple of demos for stuff I did. I was a barroom bouncer for many years. And the combination of, if I had just been a grappler, you know, if a guy came up to me and he was twice my size, I didn't want to sit around grappling with him. I'd hit him first, and then I'd grapple with him. So I think the key is you want to be able to work off punch combinations and then turn it into grappling. This is if we're using street stuff, which we might as well go over a little bit right now because it's probably more interesting than going through sport, jiu-jitsu, or anything like that. Sorry, what's your name? Junior. Junior's going to help me out. What I'm going to do with Junior is, Junior doesn't know this, but he's going to relax and go with it. Come on in for a second. what I want to do is I want to think in terms of if the guy's coming against you and say you're throwing a punch, a jab, and a cross combination. If you're getting in tight with a guy, because there are different ranges of fighting, as you guys know, your outside is going to be your legs, your inside is going to be your punches, and then when we get really inside, we're going to get in our grappling. So this one technique has helped me do maybe about 25 bar fights. And not always having to punch first, but at least keeping the hands, the eyes going up here so then I can slide in. And then you're going to be using a Muay Thai grip to start business. So what I want to do is I'll work a jab cross, and I'm going to slide it around and get him right around the neck with a good Muay Thai grip where I've got his head, the crown of his head, and I've got my palm facing down with a rigid hand. What I want to do, and again, we're using now boxing technique, in order to get him into what this is going to be a guillotine. In order to get him into the guillotine, we're going to throw a good hook, which means we're going to use this shoulder to propel our bodies to throw the hook under here. Now, as soon as we do this, can everybody see this okay? As soon as we do this, we've got him in a pretty good position. Now, there are several ways of finishing from here, finishing with the guillotine. The most practical is to take your opposite hand, and you're going to grab your hand, and you're going to pull up. So this is a very simple move. You're here, you hook him underneath. You want your elbow, in order, people try to do it like this sometimes, not always going to work. You want your elbow pointing to the floor. You want this as tight as you can possibly have it. You're going to grab your own hand, the back of your right hand is going to grab, in this case, the back of your left hand. Now, some people will just finish from here. It's really nice, and Matt Serra showed me this. Put your elbow as close as you can over the top of the guy's shoulder. Now you got it tight, and if you really want to finish him hard, and I'll probably get the tap in a second, I'm going to thrust my hips forward. So, the whole combination again is I'm going to throw the punch, say I save your cross. Again, I don't want to just take him down, he might come back up. I want to have a good hand here, and I want to use my opposite shoulder. And as I do it, I'm going to do an opposite body movement. So I'm going to go from one side to basically the other side. Grab my own hand here, throw it over his shoulder, hips go forward. Good. Okay. Now, if the guy, now you're going to defend it this time from this point. So if I'm going to get him in here, he's going to defend, he's going to grab my wrist. Okay. That frees up this hand. And we're going to go down light. What I'm going to do is, this is where, talk about another martial art coming in, this is really wrestling. I'm going to shoot my arm under here, and this is going to give him a little bit of Aikido because of the body movement. Shoot my arm up on a diagonal, as high towards the ceiling as I can go. Turn my hips, and bring him down to the ground. Now, remember, I have his head here. I want to make some pain. I'm just going to twist my body and pop it up. I grab onto his chin with my hand, and he's probably going to tap. He doesn't have to tap because he's not choking, but it's painful. More importantly, from that position, you can move into a lot of other very effective positions. So, again, the first one is the guillotine. He's going to defend it this time. He grabs it on very nicely as he's doing there, holding my hand so I can't finish. I'm going to shoot up. My hips are going to take him over to the ground. Now, I'm going to have a nice, good sprawl position. I can either grab his chin, or here I'm so tight, I can probably just turn, squeeze, and he's going to tap. Any questions? It's an effective technique. The one other thing, I guess, is there anything, I mean, basically the most important positions in grappling, jiu-jitsu are the guard, defending the guard, escaping the guard, the mount, and escaping the mount. Then the side mount, and so forth. Any questions on any particular, anybody want to see from any of those positions one move? Yeah?
Yes, something
from mount. Okay, me being offensive in mount?
No, on the ground.
Defending, okay. So what I would advise juniors mounting me, my position is very effective. This is the one position nobody in any fighting situation, obviously, this is the worst position in the world. Now, if he's punching, you got to keep your hands up. This is all the obvious stuff. We're going to try to keep our elbows in and grab it. And especially if he's hitting, you try to hook here. But that's not my main focus right now. My main focus is to get out of here. So, I have three possibilities. One is the up and over, the upa. One is the frame, and one is the elbow escape. So, it's not good unless you're able to do all three, but for right now I'm going to do the one in the middle, which is going to be the frame. So, what I want to do is I want to get, what people try to do when they try to frame, is they'll frame here and they'll be pushing up and he's not moving. The key to jiu-jitsu is you have to be able to get your hips out. You have to be able to move your ass. So, I want to get myself to my side as much as I possibly can. I want to get my elbow, move this way a little bit. I want to get my elbow so it's, I don't want to get over here because what's going to happen now if I get over here? Even if we're going to grapple, even say you're going to, so now he's got control of me here. So I want to keep my elbow protected, this side of his hip. I'm going to frame like we did with the guillotine. I'm going to put my one hand on top of the other, but I'm on an angle now. So what I'm going to be able to do is to push out. As my butt goes up, I'm going to be able to get back and get in position, or maybe I'll get real lucky and get a leg lock. So, one more time. He's mounting me. I'm in a bad position. I might want to knee him to get him over, so this way I have a little bit more control. Again, if I try to get him up this way, it's not going to do anything. I want to hit out. And if I'm lucky, I get him all the way over, grab a leg, and leg locks, hold up the story, and finish right here. You feel it? So, anyway, any other questions? Okay, so put me in the guillotine. What I want to do with this, first of all, I don't want to panic. Second of all, I want to grab here as fast as I can. Now, work me.